Oh my God. Hello. We're back again. You're listening to The Rampage. You already know what it is. I'm your host, Mirad. And of course, we have the lovely team with us. We did start a little bit late today. I'm sorry if you were looking forward to this. But as always, we have the lovely Andy on the board. Say what's up, Andy. We have Stacy on the camera.
Hey, guys.
And we have another guest this week because, you know, this is the most popular podcast on the entire station.
It's so
popular. You already know.
popular.
It's so popular. Everybody want to be a guest on my show. Like, there's like a list, you know? But let's introduce our guest today. It is the one, the only. Who else could it be but her?
Aww.
Miss Jessica Lowry. Woo!
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. Tell us.
Wait, my mic went down.
Did the mic go down?
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Sounds a little different, but okay.
And we're back on video this week. I completely forgot that we was on video, y'all, but we're back on video this week. I finally bought an SD card. Life together. But yeah, so now that there is a camera and that there is a point to this, I want to do visual descriptions for all my visually impaired homies. So my name is Ma'ad. I am wearing a black shiny hijab, and I'm wearing a gray abaya. That's what it's called. And there's like black designs on it. There's like black sparkly designs on it. Miss Jessica
wearing all black.
is wearing all black. She's wearing a t-shirt that has like a purple skeleton fairy.
It's Tinkerbell,
but it's a skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Tinkerbell.
It's a scary Tinkerbell.
Right. And she also got a silk press today, y'all. Who is she?
It's a blow dry.
A blow dry? It looked like a silk press to me. It looked good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
You know what's funny? When I was getting my hair yesterday, you were saying how the Dominicans pull the hair.
Yank the hell out your hair.
Yo,
my
today
God.
she was yanking me, and I'm like, this never happens. Like, my head was going back. I was like, what is up with this lady?
I literally told you, bro. But yeah, one thing about them Dominicans, they are very heavy-handed. Very heavy-handed. But anyways.
Not with the conditioner, though. They be cheap.
Really? But when they're yanking through your hair, you're going to feel every single...
ruthless people.
Every single bit of that. But today, we wanted to... Hold on. Before we get into the topics, of course, we got to plug the station. You can, if you are listening, you're probably listening on WBCR.net. That's where you can listen to all the shows live, including the one that Jessica is on. It is... What show is that?
They Get Back, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So today we'll be on at 4.
All right. Y'all better listen up. And on Tuesdays at what time?
1 p.m.
1 p.m. All right.
If you like sports, tune into that.
There we go. Thank you. I'm also the board operator, so you could hear a little bit of me on that show as well. As for the rest of the links, you can follow us on Instagram at WBCR_CUNY. And the YouTube, where you'll find the full length of every single show. It is WBCR_CUNY. Sorry. And of course, we have our own advice segment. I keep trying to tell y'all. We have an advice segment that we're trying to start up. It's called 1-800-SEND-HELP. You can email us at therampagewbcr@gmail.com or DM us at therampagewbcr. And we are not professionals by any means at all, but we will try to.
Trying.
We're trying. We're trying to be professional. So if you have something you need advice about, or I don't know, anything, if you want to talk to us, please reach out. And of course, because we have a guest, I brought, y'all know me, I'm very Sudanese to the bone. I brought my little chocolate. Y'all know I got a little cookie tin, but what's on the inside? What's on the inside? Yeah, I'm supposed to offer you chocolate. You don't know this?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm about to have one right now because I'm hungry.
All right.
Okay. They're all the same? Okay.
Yeah, it's just Reese's and Kit Kat. And, of course, for the permanent guests, a.k.a. Andy and Stacy.
I already know, but I get some.
Y'all get one, too.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
The goat.
I guess not. I don't know. I mean, you could take. But in my culture, the way it works is that you invite someone over to your house. You have to give them, like, food. It doesn't have to be like food, but like you offer them a treat and a drink. So something to eat and something to drink. And because I love y'all and because I want to honor that, I bring treats with me. So Please don't eat them right now because they will have my head. I don't know if you know this, but they was cleaning the hell out the station because they were like, this is gross. Girl, it was getting crazy. Anyways.
Well, that's why facilities need to be here doing cleaning up. Maintenance. I mean, we don't got the mops and the brooms, the vacuum cleaners.
I guess so. I don't even know. I saw a vacuum cleaner today. I was like, I don't know. I didn't even know we had a vacuum cleaner.
Because it's not ours. It's in a closet somewhere we don't have access to. So we can't use it.
That makes sense. Okay, but
anyway.
The topic for today is... We're talking about weddings. Oh, my God. Okay. And today's episode, we started 10 minutes late. So I'm going to try and give y'all as much content as I can.
Well, it's already 1:18.
It's 1:18.
You got, 40 minutes?
We've got it. I believe in us. All right. So the definition of a wedding, as per the first Google search I did, it is a marriage ceremony, especially considered as including the associated celebrations. I don't know what the second part means, but it's a marriage ceremony, right? How do y'all feel about this definition? Do you feel like it's accurate, not accurate?
Yeah. What other definition would it have?
Okay, so it feels pretty accurate to y'all.
It sounds accurate.
Definitely.
Okay. And the definition of marriage, also first Google search I did, is, quote, the legally or formally recognized union of two people as partners in a personal relationship, and historically and in some jurisdictions specifically between a man and a woman. So how do y'all feel about that definition? You feel like it makes sense?
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Cool. So when we first started talking about this topic, we talked a little bit about it yesterday. Not when we first started talking, but we talked a little bit about it yesterday. The first thing that Jessica said to me about weddings was, do you know how much they cost? Do you know how much a wedding costs in 2023?
A good wedding.
The year of our Lord, 2023. And I want y'all to guess because I think Jessica knows. I know because I was researching. I want y'all to guess. How much does a wedding cost? The average wedding.
Like tens of thousands? 20, 30,000?
Okay.
My aunt's wedding was like $35,000.
$35,000.
Wow.
Y'all are right on the range. I'm so mad. I thought y'all was going to give me like crazy numbers. But anyways, so the average wedding costs, as per multiple sources, $30,000, $29,000, $29,000 to $35,000, $16,000 to $46,000. What do y'all think about these numbers, bro? Like, damn.
Well, I mean, weddings are a luxury. I mean, marriage you can say is necessity, but having a ceremony like that, you don't need to go all out. But
Right.
because it is a celebratory thing, it's a business, and
Of course,
people
yeah.
capitalize on the business. And when you're getting married and you're excited and you're in love, you want to have your day, especially
Right.
if you're like a woman, you know.
Right.
So the most expensive wedding I ever been to, a family member of mine got married. I think it's called the Shady Brook. I have to double check that, but it's in New Jersey. Anyone who watches the Jersey Shore knows Snooki. She got married there.
Okay.
A few other people. You know, it's very high end. The best wedding I've ever been to.
Wow. Okay.
The food was great. The hall was great. And you know something? A lot of wedding food is not always good. So when you're a reception and your dinner has good food, like a good layout, it's amazing.
Right.
Open bar, it was great. And then, you know, I've been to weddings that are like the more average or the more realistic. Now, her family helped with that. So they were able to afford that. The average person is probably taking out a loan or working 3 jobs. My best friend who got married on Easter weekend a few years ago, and she got the venue at a discounted price because it was a wedding. It was a Easter weekend, and I think she paid $13,000. And at that time,
venue,
yeah, and
whoa,
I think because she had just graduated college, she was still like working multiple jobs before she can like actually be a nurse and everything. She had to work like 3 jobs to pay off that wedding.
Oh my god,
that was the venue. That did not include the DJ. That did not include the photographer. That did not include everything that the venue
cake,
didn't.
The dress, the makeup,
exactly.
The hair.
Some people don't realize the venue doesn't give you everything.
Yeah,
some venues give you the flowers. Some venues include the cake. Some venues include things. A lot of venues, you just get the space and everything else is up to you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could take the route where a very long time ago, My uncle got married at. People get married at City Hall. I think he got married
Yeah.
at City Hall, and then he had his reception in his backyard. It was just as fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I think depending on what you like,
You could
You
cut
can
the
be-
cost. Yeah.
you can cut the cost, or you would think even the thing is, once you start inviting people, that's when the costs come in.
Mm.
So one of my friends, she got married like inside of a restaurant, and her family had dinner right there.
Right.
Like they had the restaurant for a few hours, and she only paid, I think she said everything was like maybe $4,000.
Wow.
That's decent.
Yeah.
That's affordable. Okay, so I want to ask y'all, what do you think costs the most when it comes to these wedding things? What do you think costs the most money?
I think the venue would
Yeah.
cost the most.
The venue, because some venues, like what Jessica was saying,
Mhm.
it comes with like different perks. Like comes with
Mhm.
like the catering services,
Right,
or it
right.
comes with the DJ, things like that.
Okay. And Jessica, what do you think costs the most out of all the wedding stuff?
I assume it's the venue because you need to get married somewhere, and that's where they really make the bank. I mean, other
Yeah.
than the venue, it would probably be the food.
Okay. Okay, I have the answer to this question. And the answer is going to shock you because it's not any of those things.
What? What is it?
Do you want to guess or do you just
No,
wanna...
no, you have to tell me because
Okay.
I'm confused now.
The thing that costs the most on average is having a wedding planner.
I was thinking
Oh.
It's a wedding planner, y'all. But also think about how much stress it takes off of you if you are the bride or the groom.
The
If
wedding.
you just the responsibilities onto one person and it's their job to get everything together.
And they usually have a team.
Yeah, it's not just one person who's running the whole show. So it's like some people feel like it's so much easier. It's so seamless. It's so worth it because you don't have to deal with that stress. It's a whole other person.
So
And,
what's
yeah.
the average cost of getting a
The
planner
average
then?
cost, it is $6,362.
That's not including the venue though.
This is how much it costs just for the wedding planner.
Okay.
But the
I wonder if some
second-
venues provide a planner.
I don't think so.
That's crazy.
I don't think so. I don't think they come together. I feel like they come, what's it called?
Separate.
Separate. I've never seen like a venue be like, hey, this is our wedding planner. And you're like, this is my girl. I've been going to her for years, I don't
That's
think they have
crazy.
that. It feels like, okay, the venue having the cake, I could see that. The venue doing decorations, maybe. I could see that, but like, I don't know about a wedding planner. Don't know. But, okay. So, do you guys want to know how much everything costs on average? These are statistics according to 2021. So, do y'all want to know?
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
interested.
So, attire and accessories cost about $2,000.
That's for the wedding dress, or
Yeah.
for the dress and the groom.
It's looking like it just says attire and accessories. So I'm assuming like
The wedding dress, probably.
dress
The
and like
flowers.
maybe the train. If there's a tiara, the veil. I said the train, girl. Tiara, all that stuff. The bakery, which I'm assuming is the cake, is $400 on average. It's like, damn. Beauty and spa. So we're talking nails. We're talking toes. We're talking
And your party
all
pays
that
for
stuff.
that.
Yeah. $200. A ceremony officiator. See, this is where y'all lose me because I've never been to a wedding that had a ceremony officiator. I'm sorry. I'm ethnic. I don't go to the weddings here in the U.S. that often. So I feel like I've never seen that. I only see this in the movies. So I feel like this is a cost that I would definitely cut. It's $250.
Well, you have to get an officiator for the venue or for your wedding to have the ceremony. So some people get, depending on your culture and your religion, they ask the church to marry them. So you can get your pastor or your priest. I'm not surprised because
No, I'm trying to think, like, where do you have ceremony officiator? But we do have, like, what's it called? There's a thing that you do at the masjid. So it's like you sign a papers, but that's like separate. A lot of people do it separate from the wedding
Oh, that
day,
happens
though.
at the wedding though. Some I've
For
noticed.
y'all.
I've noticed some
Okay.
people do that at the wedding. And then some people do that like right before. Like they get everything like legally situated, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
a ceremony.
A lot of
but I've
people
noticed-
that I know, they do like legally situated way before and then the ceremony.
Yeah. But the last wedding I've been to, they were signing papers right before the reception room.
Okay.
So, I mean, some people do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would
see that.
prefer to legally get it out the way and then just
Yeah.
solely focus on my
and just
party.
have fun, bro. Just have fun. Okay. Entertainment is almost $5,000, $4,900. Can y'all believe it?
Yes.
Kind of crazy. Okay, and then event catering and bar service is $6,300.
Yeah, and that's
Crazy.
probably not all top shelf.
Just
you
like
can
regular
have-
stuff.
Because you can choose. I mean, there's top shelf,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's, house liquor, and like maybe a few name brand liquors, but mostly when people do, because at that point you're doing open bar. So when a wedding sucks when you have to pay for the alcohol. So it just blows. Some places have it, well, for 3 hours it'll be open bar. After that, if you guys are still partying, you got to start shoving out the cash. But you are encouraged to tip throughout the night.
Okay.
Open bar is the best. So a lot of your wedding costs come from, and like I said, the bigger your wedding, the more that price is going to be.
I hear that. Okay. And then we have event location, and the venue is $5,000 approximately. What's next? Event rentals. I'm not sure what rentals entail, but
Probably like
the space.
like chairs, tables,
ooh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Decorations.
tablecloths, silverware, plates. I mean, like I said, every venue's different.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're coming, but there may be extra things you need to rent.
Definitely. Flowers and decorations are $2,200. Gifts and favors are $870. Invitations are $1,000, y'all.
Paper's expensive. That's why a lot of people do digital now.
Yeah. That's a cost you could cut that real quick. Jewelry is $5,500 approximately. So I think this is like rings and other stuff for the bride. Other events. $683. I don't know how I feel about that. What other events are there for like the typical American wedding? Because in my culture, we have like a week's worth of events. But I'm trying to think, what other events?
No, not. I
are you talking
mean,
about?
the separate events would be like the bachelor and the bachelorette party, the bride, the engagement party, the bridal shower. But those are all separate costs. I mean,
Right.
they would be way more than $600.
Yeah.
But that may be other things that are happening around that day that are incorporated.
Is there?
So,
Do they mean like what is a rehearsal dinner? I've always wanted to know what the hell is that.
so a rehearsal dinner is usually the night before, where the bridal party, the bride, like the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, the parents, maybe a few other people, they're basically, just gathering the night before. I always thought that it was like, you're rehearsing, like coming down, getting to know people, what's going to happen, who's going to say, like maybe you practice your speech. But the wedding rehearsals I've been to, it was literally just the night before we all went out to eat for dinner. So I think depending on what you want from your rehearsal dinner, it depends on the couple, what you're doing.
That makes sense. Okay. I think maybe that would be included too, right? As part of like the wedding costs.
Yeah, so that's probably what I'm talking about.
That makes sense.
Because
Other
you don't do that at
items-
the venue. You do that somewhere else.
okay.
Yeah.
Other items are $440. Why would you do that to me, computer? Okay. And then photography and video, $5,400 approximately. And of course, I said the planner is the most money, costs the most. And transportation, which is something I didn't think about, but now it makes a lot of sense. It's $1,300.
Yeah. So if you have a block of hotel rooms for your guest, you have to transport them from the hotel to the venue. So that's what you're
Right.
paying for.
That makes sense. Also, like destination weddings, that kind of thing.
Destination weddings, I heard, is a way to cut down costs because automatically there's less
Really?
people that will go, so you don't have to pay for as many people.
Oh my
And if you get married overseas, like maybe in the Caribbean, you'll probably find a cheaper venue.
that makes
But destination weddings can still be just as expensive depending on what you're doing.
yeah, I see that.
But I've known people who are like, no, I'm having a destination wedding. I'm like, well, no one's going to go. She's like, exactly. I want a destination wedding. I don't plan on getting married anywhere where I'm
Really?
living.
Where
Yeah,
would
no.
you? What are you thinking about? Where would you go?
It'll probably be somewhere in the States or I don't know, but if you see my Pinterest board,
Bring out the Pinterest board. Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out.
My ideal wedding would be literally getting married like on the side of a mountain, like facing the
Ooh.
water.
Interesting.
Like, so water's got to be involved. So my friend told me that I should probably get married at a state park.
Ooh.
That probably has a lake in it or probably like facing the ocean, like a coastal state park.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's my plan.
Jessica has been talking about this Pinterest board.
I showed Daniel this Pinterest board. I was like, Daniel, look at the ring that I want. And he was like, Jessica.
What is the ring that you want? Let me see. I have to see all of these.
Okay,
I have to inspect all these choices.
But what's your next thing while I pull this up?
So out of all these things that are listed, what are you guys spending the most on? What matters the most to you at a wedding? I want to open this up to the group. Open this up to either Andy, Stacy, anybody.
I'll be honest.
Weddings
and marriage is just something that I haven't really thought about. So
That's okay.
I can't really answer that question.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like it's the venue itself. That's the thing that costs a lot.
No, but what are you willing to spend the most on? Like, what matters the most to you on that day?
Yeah, the venue.
Just the venue?
Yeah, because everything else
Interesting.
is like, you know, see, us as Mexicans, we always try to find the, like, you know, not the cheaper alternative, but, you know, the one that saves you a lot of money. But it's also, you know, gives you a lot of benefits.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. What about you, Jessica? What matters the most to you? What are you spending the most on?
Probably the venue. Yeah, I feel like because I have to first find out how much it is to get married in like a park.
Okay.
I would feel like it probably not as expensive as a venue that may cost $17,000.
Yeah.
You know,
100%.
you'll probably have to do it at a certain time, a certain day. You know, only for a few hours because state parks are public property, so you can't like take up the whole time. But I would assume the most expensive thing I want to spend the money on is the venue, or like at least the decorations to make it look great. But I am willing to spend a lot for the food. Like I want good food at my wedding.
Okay.
I've been to too many weddings where I'm like, what is this? They're paid how much for this plate?
Right. I heard it was like when my cousin got married, it was like $60 a plate, and
That's
it's like,
cheap.
Damn, really?
Yeah. The average plate is like $90 or $110.
Oh,
Yes.
Damn, I know.
Because a plate is usually like a 3-course thing. You get your appetizer, you get your meal, and then you get your dessert.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, y'all. For me, okay, we kind of got to go on break. We started a little bit late, but we got to go on break. So, before we go on break, I'm gonna say what I want to spend the most on. I'll be spending the most on probably videography, photography, because memories are very important to me. And I really want like a wedding tape. I want to see everything. I want to like, oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to make this long. Wedding photography and videography, very important to me. What else? Like you said, the food got to be good. And the vibes. I feel like the vibes got to be good.
Well, the vibes depends on the people you invite.
That's true.
Yeah. So
that's also true. All right. But we'll get into that and more after this break. This is Stevie Wonder's My Chérie Amour. See y'all after the break. Are we back? We're back. Okay, so during the break, Jessica was talking to me about Pinterest. She got something to say to y'all, the people that work at Pinterest corporate. We have a message for y'all.
I sure do.
Let them know.
And I actually discovered this about Pinterest when I finally started to pay attention back for a class that I was taking. So I've been using Pinterest since like 2014. So that was when it was like nowhere near as it is now, but it was still good. And I was using it to actually help transition my hair.
Oh, cool.
And then I was like, oh, I can make my own little like wedding album here. So fast forward to 2021 or whatever it is. So I'm doing a research paper for class and I'm looking at Pinterest, and then I go to Pinterest's Instagram page. Now, when you go to their Instagram page, they usually are touting that they have a diverse content creator platform, that everyone's welcome.
Right,
you know, you can create your boards here and share your boards and, you know, be as open as you want to be. anyone who uses Pinterest knows their algorithm ain't nothing diverse about that algorithm. Like,
It's true.
when you type in wedding, you will find white women, white men, heterosexual. Even if
is
you don't,
true.
even if you think it should only be between men and women, the fact like you only get them.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
can't call yourself a diverse group and you have to type in black wedding and then you're only giving me black tablecloths. Like,
That is true.
when you type in like non-traditional weddings, like you don't even get photos.
Really?
Like you get like charts and like there's
Oh.
some photos in there. But the thing is, it's not as robust as when you type in like a wedding dress, you're getting a bunch of white women.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to
hear
type
that.
in black bride if you want to see a black
Yeah,
woman
yeah.
in a dress. Like,
Or black women wedding makeup. Like you
Yeah.
have to put in black women
like,
to find
Gotta
what
be
you're.
very
or
specific.
like Asian
find what
wedding
you're
if you
looking
want
for.
like Asian accents in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
wedding.
yeah.
Like there is no true diversity in their algorithm. Because even takeaway weddings, like when you want to look for like houses, the people in the houses
Are
white. When you want to look up clothing, the women modeling the clothes, white. So Pinterest is one of those companies where they're not as, their app tells you they're not as diverse. Nowhere. And that's why I don't want to get off topic,
No problem.
but I feel like a lot of corporations, they're not our friends. They don't care about diversity. Even if they hire a diversity person, their algorithms tell it all. So Pinterest, you can put a pipe in it. I still love you though. Still going to use it,
But do better.
but do
Please.
better.
We're begging you. Okay, so I guess this ties in a little bit to what we were talking about earlier. Are weddings necessary to you? So when you think about like your life and the way you envision your life, it's like, do you want to have a big wedding party, or is just like signing the certificate at City Hall enough for you?
Me personally, I would love to have a wedding ceremony
Okay.
and have that moment with my friends and family and share
Mm-hmm.
that moment with others. But I do also like, I've heard people say how they feel like it's not necessary and they
Mm-hmm.
would just sign the paper and that's it.
Right.
There's also people who say that they feel like marriage in general isn't necessary at all either.
Like just living with your person is enough?
Yeah, just living with them is enough. They don't need to like get the government involved or make it legal or anything.
I mean, I guess that's their personal decision.
Yeah.
I think weddings are awesome to have because think about life. How many celebrations you getting in life?
That's true. You don't
Seriously.
you get birthdays, but people aren't showing up to every single birthday.
Yeah.
No. And you're not showing up to everyone else's celebrations. There's
That
very
is
few
true.
moments in life, unless you're a person that truly lives intentional about celebrating and living in the present moment and taking advantage of the good things and, finding a way to make it everything celebratory. But if you're an average person who doesn't think like that, you're not getting a lot of parties in life. You're not getting a lot of celebrations. You're not getting a lot of vacations.
Yeah.
You get a few big trips, take a few weekend trips. Your sister gets married. Someone graduates. Someone's born. A baby
Yeah, yeah.
shower here, a baby shower there.
A new job, but like even then I feel like it's very recent that people are celebrating like new jobs and like
Because before we didn't. Before
Yeah.
it was just like, just do it. But it's like, why aren't we celebrating these things more?
yeah,
Because
we should
that's
celebrate more.
Yeah, and I
I
think,
agree.
the reason why our society's so down and depressed because we don't celebrate enough. We work more. But we don't celebrate anything. So I feel like
True.
people who want to go all out for their weddings, go right ahead. If you're truly on
hear
planning just getting married once, why not?
Yeah, that is
But-
true.
There are things you can do with the money.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that there's couples who are gotten like smarter and like, you know what, we'll have the city hall wedding. That's because the 40,000 we were going to use on the wedding, we're going to buy a house so our family
Yeah.
can be born and raised in it. Or people are like, well, we'll get married at city hall, but the money that we were going to spend, we're going to open up a business together. We're going to pay off our debt together. There are smarter ways and better things you can do with that money. But if you don't have those types of things, and if you guys are thinking about houses and homes maybe a little bit later, and maybe you're not in huge debt, and maybe you don't want to start a business, but you're like, we have the money or we're going to get the money, why not go all out?
Or
But
even the honeymoon.
some people
honeymoon.
skip the wedding and they're like, we're going to take a world travel.
Yeah.
We're going to travel for a month. We're going to spend a month at our favorite place.
Yeah, yeah.
So there are ways that you can truly celebrate without actually having to have 40 people watch you do it.
Yeah, yeah. I hear that.
But one
I hear
thing
that.
for sure is it's clear that a lot of people only want the wedding and they don't want the marriage.
Mm.
They don't plan their marriage. They get counseling for about 2 weeks. They don't really know their person. They think they know them. You've been dating for 6 months or 5 years. You still don't know them. I mean, you know.
Like that's so crazy, bro. You with somebody for 5 years and you still don't know them? It's like, whoa, what
That
were y'all
happens all the time
doing?
because then when they get married, they're like, oh, I didn't know you were going to be like this. And now you're divorced.
It's just like, damn, bro.
People don't really
Yeah.
get people. Everything's very shallow in our culture. So it's like when you get to know the nitty gritty of someone, you have the convenience of leaving if you're not trying to mess with it. So it's like, yeah, I'll spend $40,000 on a wedding, but I will never put half as much of work it is to save my marriage. Which is why we have like 52% divorce rate.
I think it's also just like not asking, like there's a lot of things that contribute to divorce, like not asking the right questions when you're with somebody. Just
Well,
the
bad
way that
communication.
the way that you live your life and the way that someone else lives their life is like completely like diametrically opposed to each other. So it's just like, you know, a lot of people don't. Also, I can't speak for the non-Muslimics on a podcast, but if you're a Muslimic girly like me, you don't ever really get to like see somebody's true colors until you're like living with them, and you usually don't live with somebody until you're married. But I think the American girls, they get to, you know, you move in with a boyfriend, you spend a lot of time with him, so it's like you see him all the time, you know what he's like. So it's just like, I don't know.
Well, but you can
Like-
also say that
I don't know. It's hard to...
it's been proven that the girls who do, or not just girls, but the couples who do cohabitate before they get married,
Does that
they
help?
end up getting divorced at the same
Ooh.
rate. So there's no proof that there's literally like no like research or proof, like studies done that shows, well, because they cohabitated, they lasted longer. It's actually the
Ooh.
opposite.
So what do you guys think will
Why
help?
not?
Like,
And
the marriage
arranged
lasts longer?
marriages,
I think it's just like...
they actually last a lot longer.
Because, again, I think, like, there is no... I don't want to say there's no honeymoon phase, but, like, again, you spend... Like, you don't live with each other, so you're not seeing each other all the time in all the states. So it's just easier to... I don't know. I think
Well,
it's like when you're already living with somebody before you get married, it's like after you get married, what's the difference? Like,
Yeah.
nothing's really changed.
I think the thing is that you're missing out on the journey.
Yeah.
The fact that, you know,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
two people who've never lived together may not know, depending on their situation, they may not know each other.
Yeah.
Their
Or
whole
know each other that well.
their whole after the wedding date, they're actually putting in the work to get to know each other. Like,
Yeah,
okay, I
yeah.
don't know this person that well, so let me pay attention to them. But when you
Yeah.
live with someone for 3 years, you get married, you go back to the same home, you've already done it, so it's nothing. They're not gonna
Yeah.
give you something new.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're just like, oh, wedding's done, honeymoon's done, let's go back home, kick up our feet, and now I'm bored. I thought marriage was supposed to be more fun than this. It's like
It's just
very
y'all
just
doing
bad
the same thing.
expectations.
That is another thing too. People need to manage expectations, and also just like, I don't know.
I think people need to have realistic expectations. I think there's
That
realistic
too.
expectations, then you have to manage them because
Yeah.
people mess up, you know, and things change. People do change. So I think you
It's
should be flexible.
It's true. Okay. Do y'all, Andy, I didn't hear from you. Do you feel like a wedding is necessary? Or you just gonna sign them papers and that's it?
Not gonna lie, I feel like with social media, like affecting the way we view life,
Mhm.
it's making it seem like marriage isn't the right way. Which it's not. It's not my personal opinion, but
Mhm.
now when it comes to my opinion, though, I think it's a next stage of like two people unionizing their relationship under God.
Mhm.
But sometimes life isn't the way that you want it, so you end up getting divorced. But I feel like it's just how you overall like interact with the person over time. And like if you think, like you were saying before, like if you keep living with the same person, and if it gets like to the point where what's changed, like that boringness there,
Yeah.
you have to. I mean, it's up to the person himself to actually go out there and like really put an effort to like establish that, hey, I still care about you, or
Right.
you still care about me.
I hear that.
Yeah.
So you will be getting married. You want to get married.
Yeah, if the
And you want to
opportunity
have a
presents
wedding?
itself, yeah.
I like this for you. Yes. That was the right answer. Okay, so what are y'all favorite wedding traditions? Do you have any favorites? Have y'all been to weddings? This should have been the first question. Have y'all been to a wedding before? Has everybody in here been to one?
Yeah.
Andy been to one? You been to one?
Yeah.
Okay, you've been to
I've
one?
been to some, yeah.
I've been to weddings
I'm
as
also
well.
older than you guys, so I've probably been to a few more. But I feel like you've
Okay.
probably been to way more.
I've been to, listen, bro, ethnic people, they just be inviting anybody to their wedding. So it's just like, yeah, I'll
Well, I
pop
feel
out
like,
if I'm not doing nothing.
I would presume that maybe in your culture, weddings are much more embraced. Like, marriage is more embraced. So
Yeah.
people get married
Definitely.
more often. Or they're more willing to get married, I should say.
No, it's definitely more like, I don't want to say required, but it's like if you really like somebody and you really want to be with them, like marriage is like how you show you're serious about somebody
Mm-hmm. No, it should
in
be
our
the way.
culture. So a lot more people are getting married. I don't want to say are getting married versus the regular girlies. But yeah, people. Yeah, got you. Thank you. But yeah, the girlies. Why is my brain like this, bro?
Brain fart.
Yeah. What was I saying?
Well, we were saying how I presumed in your culture, marriage is just.
It's a lot more serious, and more people are willing to do it because like so many people get married, and it's just like if you don't get married, like what are you doing? Okay, you talking to a girl, you playing with a girl, you're not being serious. If you were serious about her, you would ask about her. You would get married to her. Like marriage is like, okay, you're serious. Anything else is like you're playing games. Get out of here. So yeah. Favorite wedding traditions. I think I asked this, but do y'all have any favorites?
I mean, I just think weddings overall. I mean, maybe the bachelorette party.
Okay. Bachelorette parties are mad fun. I will say that.
I would probably say the parties, the bachelorette parties, the bridal showers.
Got you. I like bridal showers as well. What about you, Stacy?
I have to say the honeymoon.
Okay,
Ooh.
cute.
Oh, nice.
Why is the honeymoon your favorite part?
'Cause
Have you
that's-
experienced a honeymoon and you didn't tell us?
No, but it seems nice to get away from
It
everybody
do.
for a while.
It do.
Yeah, and
Honeymoons are so fun.
And
They
you know the
sound
thing
like
is with
fun.
honeymoons, I used to be under the impression that you would go on your honeymoon right away.
Mhm.
And actually people wait.
How long do they wait?
Sometimes it's for money reasons.
Mhm.
They wait a few weeks or maybe they have to wait a few months. Some people don't get to go on a honeymoon.
May Allah protect me from this fate. This is something I do not ever want to experience in my life.
I know my
Whoa.
friend one of my friends when she got married, I don't think they went on their honeymoon until like maybe a week or two later.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's some people who have to wait. They can't go right away.
Damn, bro.
And I guess a lot for the money issue, I guess that's where you have to decide the wedding or the honeymoon. Maybe we can't if we pay for this amount at the wedding, we definitely can't do the honeymoon this year. Maybe we'll do it next year. I would try and find a healthy balance because I would
Or
want
maybe
both.
like budget out the wedding as much as you can, and then whatever's left, the honeymoon.
I would probably still spend more on the wedding
Mm-hmm.
because the honeymoon, even if we don't go right away, because we plan on being married for how long.
Mm-hmm.
Every year we can take a honeymoon trip.
Mm.
We're not throwing a $30,000 wedding all the time.
That's true.
That
So,
could be like a little anniversary trip too.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Definitely.
1 year after our wedding we can finally have our honeymoon. Save up for the honeymoon. But that's why it's important, boys and girls, get good jobs where you don't need to think like that. Get
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
well.
Definitely.
So you're not like, oh, I have to wait 3 years for a honeymoon.
Definitely. What about you, Andy? Do you have a favorite wedding tradition?
I mean, and I wouldn't say traditions, but like as as Mexicans, especially with the weddings that we throw,
Mm-hmm.
just the overall vibes. People like I don't know if you've been to weddings where they do like the games with like the bride and then the spouse, where like they're throwing them up in the air. They're like
Oh, yeah, with the
circling
chairs
them.
and stuff.
Yeah, dancing around with them. That's
Okay.
that's the good thing about it all.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay. In my culture, wait, Stacy, I want you to share. Do you have a favorite? You said
She
honeymoon,
said
right?
I said honeymoon.
Right,
yeah.
right. Okay, so in my culture, there's this ceremony it's called the jirtig, where it's basically the cultural wedding tradition. Bro told me, he was just like, yeah, you can't do no more because it means that you're disbelieving in God. I said, why would you
What?
tell me that? Let me explain. So basically, it's a bunch of rituals that you do, like you wear red, what else do you do? The bride is wearing a red, what's it called? It's this thing, it's like a lot of fabric, but you like wrap it around yourself a specific way. It's called a tob. It's red and gold. And there's a lot of like rituals that you do. So it's like there's a necklace, They put it on you like multiple times, and they put it on your spouse multiple times, and they put it on you. What else do? They like pour like henna powder on your head.
So why does your cousin think that's disbelieving in God?
It's because you do all these things to ward off evil.
Oh.
And because, like, if you believe in God, you should believe that God can do anything, and God is capable of warding off the evil. Not you doing these rituals is going to ward off the evil. And by believing and, like, actively practicing in it, you are believing that the rituals have more power than God, essentially. I couldn't believe he told me that, bro. Now I'm so mad because I really want this ceremony. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. The bride is in red and gold. Oh, my God. The gold jewelry is amazing.
I'm sure.
The red lipstick, it's amazing. Everything I have to show you.
Well, I feel like I see your cousin's point, and I feel like a lot of religions probably feel that way. It's like, oh, if you're doing all these things and you don't really believe in God. Depending on the person, that could be true, but sometimes it's like, no, we just do this as like going with the motions. This is less about warding off evil than it is like, we've been doing it for 1,000 years, we're just gonna keep doing it. Why stop it? It's a beautiful aesthetic. Of course we all believe in God. We know these rituals don't really mean that much. We're just do it because why not?
For me, I'm not doing it because I don't believe in God. I'm doing it because it's a beautiful ceremony. Like, I want the ceremony so bad. The best part, also, another ritual. Oh, my God, before we got to go, I think we have to go. Do we have to go or we got time? Oh, wait. Don't we have 10 minutes? Because we were late 10 minutes? Yeah. So we'll add the 10 minutes. How long? When did we start? We started like 1:10?
Frank's show comes on next.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that. All right. So it's looking like we got to wrap up. So I'm just going to say.
We could do a part 2.
We could do a part 2.
We'll schedule it for
if you're free.
We'll schedule it.
Yeah. Well, we'll schedule it. But
and we'll be on time.
We'll be on time. But this part of the jirtig, it's basically where you spit milk. The bride and the groom, they spit milk in each other's face. It's very funny. I have to explain it. It's not just like weird, but it's like a series of rituals that you do, right? Where all these rituals, they ward off evil. So it's like the bride, she like drinks a little bit of milk, spits it in his face. It's not supposed to be like a lot where it's like you cover their face in milk. That's not it. And then the groom does it to the bride, whatever. It's fun. It's cute. And then it happens. Some people don't do it at all because they're like, ew, it's gross. Some people are
my makeup?
I'm not doing it with milk. Other people,
I don't think so.
The makeup is waterproof, y'all. Like, this is why you do waterproof makeup. But anyways.
Still. But yeah,
I want to do it because I've seen my cousins do it for their weddings. And it's so funny because my cousin, when she had her wedding, she did this ceremony with her husband. And she got him real good in the eye. And he just took a big sip and he sprayed it all over her face. It was hilarious. But anyways. I think
I'll skip that tradition.
Boo. Okay. Anyways, I think that has been the show. It's been very, very real. Thank you for coming on, Jessica. Woo.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for coming on.
Definitely a part 2.
We'll definitely have a part 2.
Stay posted.
It'll definitely be more fun. There'll be more treats. We'll talk more weddings because I have a whole lot more to cover.
We're definitely going to do a part 2.
Definitely do a part 2. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. And yeah,
thanks for listening.
See you. Bye. This has been the Rampage. See you next week. Same time.
Bye,
next
guys.
week.
Bye.